Hello, and welcome to another edition of Bob's KGS series. We're going to play a game. We're going to look at it, review it, just like we've been doing. We've got about 6 games up so far. 4 wins, 2 losses, but the last 2 games that I played in this series were both losses. Especially one of them, I'm not very satisfied with my play. Maybe in both of them. I don't remember one of the games, actually. Let me see. Okay, let's do a handicap game this time against a 3K. I'm going to do just a 4 point. I'm thinking about the next time that I'm in a non-handicap game playing something that I'm not really used to. We've got a watcher up here. And let's see. This slide right here can be considered important. It can also be considered not important. Because I'm in a handicap game, once I've already got 2 stones here, things are going well. It's low. I really don't care so much about this part of the board anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can force him towards it. Maybe play a low stone here. Well, now I know I've got a low stone here. He's got a low stone here. This part of the board is very, very uninteresting. Let's see what he does if I approach over here. Okay, this part of the board is very uninteresting. 2 low stones. And this has a low stone. So let's see if we can get him to play another low stone. Okay? So that makes the bottom section, in my opinion, the most important. Now he gets a follow-up. Okay, so he's going to take territory here. Let's see what we can do. This is not important. Let's get him to extend this direction, close to this low stone. Okay, so he gets this type of extension, but the problem is this and this make a very weird shape. So because this is already settled, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to think about doing, yeah, because like playing this doesn't put any pressure, playing this doesn't put any pressure, I'm just going to invade immediately and see what he wants to do about this. Because if he jumps out, I can jump out. Now we've got a fight. This stone's starting to get a little weak. Okay, since he decided he wanted to do this, the fight is way better for me. Because him pushing out and struggling is just going to help me in every way. So let's see, do I want to extend? Do I want to hane? Well, are these stones behind enemy lines? Kind of. Let's see, if I extend and he cuts and I extend and he extends, I will definitely be behind enemy lines. So in this situation, I'm just going to let him do what he wants to do. And I think I'm going to hane here because it's kind of a large knight from this area. And extend here. Let's see. Or do I want to extend this direction? Or am I already in trouble? You know what? This is my... I watched a series recently, a lecture by Yang Lin, who I think is a very, very good teacher. And he said it's not about saving your weakest group, it's about saving or protecting your heaviest group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect this group first. As I run this way, I start to look at this weakness, and honestly, I think he just died with these stones. Or if he didn't die, no, I don't think he died. With that move, maybe he did. Let's see. He has that and nothing. I'm really not sure what he's trying to do here. Okay. Alright. If I don't hane, he doesn't have to worry about living because he's got kind of a Miai situation, so if I descend, it's not good. Well, if I descend, it's okay. He's still got to live. But I think I'm going to do the Hane because I've got some backup stones here. And I don't know why he made these exchanges. Oh, that's interesting. This group is now extremely alive, so I will make sure and note that anytime I have to do anything from this point in the game. And I wonder if he's gonna think of himself as completely alive here, because he's definitely not. I don't think he's thinking about Tanuki. I think he might extend first. Okay, since he didn't extend, and that extend is Sente, and this Hane is Sente, I'm gonna take it. Okay, so he protects. Now he can bulge, but he's already got good shape here, so I'm not sure if I care. This whole shape is really, I guess you could consider it over-concentrated already. Because of that, I'm thinking about possibly invading the corner. He's kind of territorial. He took territory here. These two stones right here are kind of territorial. He's playing low stones. And when I go into the 3-3, I'm not only taking away his territory, I'm also making these over-concentrated stones baseless. So I'm definitely going to go into the 3-3. This is actually an attacking move, because he's going to get strength on the bottom side, but I'm okay here. And let me see, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Usually I think that this move is at least semi-vulgar, because you get that Hane and Sente. So I'm most definitely going to pull back here. Okay, so he got this Hane here. And if you notice, these stones had to protect themselves, which means I got Sente. So I got to take the corner and Sente, but I did make him thick here. At the same time, though, this is not a base. This is kind of eyes, and I think it's strong enough right now, but eventually I may be able to pull this stone out. So I was thinking about doing something like a Hane here, but once I do that, he's totally alive, and I don't have anything to do with that from that point forward. So since these stones are, not thick, but they are thick. These stones have something to develop, and this stone is just here for Aji at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and play this right here. Because if I can force him to play back here and then jump, I've got this area not sealed, but I've got a lot of influence on it. I'm developing all of my stones. And now, the one thing about development, this is not territory, because I actually have a lecture I want to do eventually about what is territory and what does that mean for how we play a game of Go. This isn't territory because his stones can live here. If his stones can't live, that's the only time that this is territory. So that is a very important concept. Because it's not territory, that makes it influence, and because it's influence, I want to use it to attack. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to force here. Because I had a 4-down friend of mine say, if people do this Hane here, it's the best thing that you can have happen. So you want to encourage people to play it if they can, or if you can. If it's a weaker player, they're going to play P18. The correct shape move is P17. So what I'm going to get here is a forcing move on the top, or, okay, that's actually not too bad. I've got this forcing move here, and this group is now strong, or at least strong-ish. So I'm going to try to make these stones forced up against this group and do some pretty nice attacking. Now the question is, do I want to attack like this? Do I want to be crazy? This is my weakest group, so I'm going to play more like this or this. And I kind of like this move a little bit better. because it's stronger. This group isn't entirely strong at the moment, and he's got a cut if I do the knight's move. And I've got another knight's move here to kind of seal him in and drive him this way. So I think I'm just going to jump here, be pretty calm, attack these stones, play my knight's move, and now he's got this. I've got thickness here. Now, these stones can still die. They do have one eye, so I do have to watch out for them, but I don't really have to watch out a whole lot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach here, see if I can force him to get strong near my strength, and I get strong away from that. Okay? And now we're running into a little bit of a fight. Oh, and I've got an interesting thing here. I've got this descent, which is Sente against this group, and then I can play here, which either nets me an eye, or when he bulges here, I can connect under. So the good thing about this is, once I keep these two groups separated, I am not the weak one, he is. So let's see how this goes. If I had an emergency measure, I would play something like this. As of right now, though, you know what, I'm going to do this, because it's kind of an asking move. Does he want to do this? I get the free Atari, and then I get to play something like, I'll definitely peep here. The reason I'm peeping here, you want to save this type of stuff. I've got an attachment here, but I'm definitely not going to peep from this side. And, well, let's see. Is this attachment any good for me? Because it's going to disappear in a minute once he jumps. So if I want to play something like that, I'm going to have to play it pretty soon. You know, it would be interesting, peep here and then cap. See how that goes. This group is now alive, so I don't have to worry about where he's going to live. He's already let me know about that. Do I want the attachment? Or do I want the peep? The peep makes this shape good. The attachment makes this shape good. This faces a larger part of the board, but is this group strong enough for me to make him strong here? And that is a good question. I think that this is the best way, because once I peep here, now the cap, and he's going to lean on these stones and make them strong. He may end up, you know, getting strong based on that, but I don't really care about this stone because it is a peep, which means I'm going to connect here and just kind of bridge out right like this. Okay. I could push one more. When he extends, I come under. And then I've still got this Hane here to connect up these stones. Kind of like that. I don't want him getting the turn. He could jump here. Oh, the jump is nice, actually. Okay. So now I might as well play this to prevent him from getting the bulge. I could Hane inside here, but I think I have too many cutting points. He Atari's here, and then he could cut here, and weird stuff can happen. And I could be treating my group as far stronger than it is, this group right here. But now I definitely have to live. So I might as well play this. Get this forcing move in. Okay. Now, this is interesting. It does give me this peep here, but the peep is also going to reduce the liberties of these stones. So, I think what I'll do... get that forcing move in. There's a proverb that says, forcing moves before living. And now, I'm going to make shape. He can Atari this. I'll Atari here. And that should give me enough to... let's see. Now it's time to get in this forcing move. This cut is becoming bigger. This cut is becoming bigger. I could have overplayed my position here. I do that often enough. Okay. The question is, I really would love to respond to this move with this move, but can I do that? And that is a very, very interesting question, because after I play this, can he kill me here? He can push in, and then he can plant a stone here. I can turn, and then do this. You know what? Let's let him Hane over the top if he wants to. Or under. He can Hane under if he wants to. Now, instead of defending this, because these stones are strong and these stones are strong, I consider this area to be a Yose area. I could play something like this or this. I could play this and then Hane, and I'll make like 7 or 8 extra points. I'm going to play something like this, because I want to expand into new areas. Okay? And now, as he reduces the effectiveness of this wall, I'm just going to naturally take territory here. And now that this has become able to be cut off, I can then protect this, because now it's going to affect the strength of these stones. Let's see. Should I peep here? Should I pull back? Should I play this? Should I play this? I've got a lot of cuts here, so I need to worry about those stones. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they're all right. He's going to get to take some of this as profit for himself. play this. Yep, he does get this area. Maybe I shouldn't have come after these two stones, because I don't consider them to be extremely important. And now, this type of move is pretty big. And this type of move is pretty big. I can do that. That was good. That was a good move. I was thinking about that particular move myself. Oh, he's aiming at this cut. This could be big. I think I'm okay. Because if he cuts here, yeah, I don't have to worry about any of this too much. Now, I do have 2 cutting points, which means when he cuts this and I have to save these, he can probably get all of this. Which, you know, maybe wasn't quite as good for me as I might have thought to allow something like that. This is still most definitely alive. I can't tell if I'm playing too fast or not because I drank a Dr. Pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? So the caffeine, now that is Gote, if he responds here. If he takes that stone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these Sente moves that he left behind. Still going to take this. And he should respond here. Take this move. Now these shapes right here, that was interesting. Because I'm not really sure. He didn't have to bend here. Bending there is a sign that you have bad shape. Oh. Okay. This cut is still bothering me. Oh, but you know what's cool? Once I Atari here now, okay, this is fine. Because I can sacrifice these 3 stones if I need to. This was a weird game. I played pretty strangely. It's kind of a handicap style to keep attacking no matter what happens. This is a really good point to play because I can get a move in here, possibly first. Well, he's going to defend it. There are very many more active ways, much more active ways to defend that. So I'm just going to defend this. He's defending here. I'm going to see about, should I keep this stone? Because when I can poke here and get some more reduction there. I can poke here and gain a little bit more territory here. This is a very big move. Now, Yose is not very good. I've heard that one thing that separates 3 and 4 Dan is Yose. Because you start to get to the end of the game, and you're pretty similarly matched, but you get into Yose and the other person picks up 10, 15 extra points in Yose, which can happen and does happen, and all of a sudden you totally lost the game. So Yose is something that people tend to start studying later on once they've gotten strong enough. For it to actually matter. He's got to defend this, because 6 points at this stage of the game is a pretty huge sum. And question, am I alive here? I think I am. If he plays this, I can Hane. I've got Mii for making a second eye. If he plays this, I can drop down, so I'm fine. If he Hanes, I can jump here, and then I've got my 2 eyes, so I don't have to worry about this group. This is the next biggest thing on the board. And the question is, should I poke from this direction or should I poke from this direction? I think I should poke from this direction, because it gives me more to mess with. He has to play this, and then I connect. Then he can play here, which isn't Sente, so I don't have to worry about that. If he does do it, I can just push in here, because I'd be threatening a double cut, so he has to answer, and then his shape is wretched. He can also play here, and then I can bulge and peep at this. I haven't counted yet. I just always seem to assume that if it's a get this Sente in, if it is a handicap game, by the end of the game I must be ahead, because, you know, it's what I guess better players do, but it's not always the case. He could be ahead here. In fact, he very well might be, and in which case we get to see our next loss, which doesn't excite me as much as it might seem based on my recent record. Now, when I haven't been streaming, I've been doing pretty well. I have a couple of good games that I've played recently, and my rank graph's been going up. I was dropping down from 1 dan to somewhere else. Oh, let's see. If I play this, yeah, that's a good peep. I should have peeped here first. And I do this, fix this shape so that I can then do this. If he plays here, I can Atari. If he plays here, I can descend. And he doesn't have that cutting point, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, he's still alive because he got these stones. If he hadn't have gotten those stones, then it would have been a big deal. Would have been too big. Same thing here. These are just pokes to keep on reducing his territory. And I think that this is fairly large, maybe even larger than it looks, because once he does that, he's got to throw in for a ko. But that's pretty big too. Maybe I shouldn't have gone after that. Maybe something that's not really valuable. First thing I'm going to do is peep at this. So I cut this off, it's all going to be dead. So I can take out this eye. And next thing I'm going to do is this. It's not like I can take out this. He can play that. Now I've got another eye here, so I've got 3 eyes, which 2 eyes is alive, 3 eyes is psychic. Yeah, I think I am losing. I try to fight a lot in handicap games, but if you don't have a very successful fight, then you might end up behind on territory. Let's see about counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, or 15, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Let's see this. Atari. Oh. Well. He's got this. He's had this for a long time. And this doesn't really matter, so I don't have to worry about it. He could have Atari'd me and then descended, and then when I Hane, he Atari's, and I'm just toast. Would have been the end of the game. He can play this. He's got a 1-point Sente follow-up. If I turn here, I'm probably dead. If I jump, I'm probably not dead. So I'm going to do that. Now he can push, and it's actually Sente because I have to do this. Nope, still not Sente. But he can do this move, and then I have to turn. Let's take this Sente first. He's got to connect here. And it just gives me a little bit better shape. I can play this, because this connection doesn't give anyone any points. So it's not really worth much. This is worth something, this is worth something, and the follow-up here is worth something. Okay, so I don't think it was worth Sente. This is worth something because I've got a follow-up here. This is worth something. Because I can either turn here and then Atari, or if he connects, then I've got this for another eye. So this, because once he does this, then I can do the Atari, and I don't have to worry about So he just let me keep my point, but he does get to go back and take Sente. I don't know how many big points we have left on the board. This is pretty big because it has another follow-up. So if I can get this, I'm securing 2 points, really. If he can get this, he has another 1-point Gote follow-up. This descent is good because I can turn here. That was a free point for me as far as I can see. Sente for him. Very Sente. Do I want to play this? I think I want to descend here. Now you can do this. Okay. I'll play this. I'll play this. Get all of that in. And play here. Yes, definitely. This is Sente, whereas this would have been Gote. Like, once I connect here, he can connect here and Gote. But now I've just taken out that point, just make sure he never gets it. Yeah, I think I am behind. I could be misestimating the board, but like this area versus this area, this is bigger. This area versus this area is about the same size. Yeah, he's ahead by like 15 or 20 points here. And $15 to 20 points. I did get some stones. I got more stones than him. Well, he's got these. Handicap games are kind of difficult because you're already behind at the beginning, so if they play perfectly, obviously you can't win. It's just impossible. If they make mistakes, you know, you have to take advantage of them, so you still have to play well as well. Let's see if we can get that in Sente. And then we'll take this. This didn't really change the point value, so it might have been better to take E1, which is Gote, but it's 2 points, and we're at the very end of the game, so it's quite big. I think I caught up a little bit during Yose, but I don't think enough. But of course we got to play out the Ko. Let's see, this is best. Because I've still got this move here, this move here, this move here. So I'm playing in the very middle of all of this. You know what? He could make a mistake and die. It'd be nice if he did. It would be nice if he did. I'm not wishing ill upon my opponent, but, you know, I do like winning, you know, more than losing. Let's see. This. I think I'm going to win this half-point Ko here, this Yose Ko. This. Yes, I am going to win this Yose Ko. Yose Conseco. I think once he fills in all these liberties... No! I won the Ko and I got an extra point, which was relatively nice. Not something I expected. I had more threats anyway. Okay, so it looks like we're at the end of the game. Let's pass. Let's see if my counting was accurate. Yeah, I think he is winning. I think he's winning by like 5 or 10 points. It would be really nice if I were winning. Even if he fills all these liberties, I've still got 2 inside. So wherever he Ataris, I just capture the stone. So I don't have to worry about that. Japanese rules. Dame is Dame. Dame. You know, it's interesting. If you say Dame in English, it means that you're not very smart. But if you say it in Japanese, it means you're worthless. Oh, yep. Looks like he won by about 6 points. I made up a little bit, but I didn't make up enough. Good game. Thanks for playing. And I played a little bit of a different style than I usually do because I was just trying to see about this. I usually play a lot calmer and not as hyper. This type of thing. Let's see. There's no reason to pincer. The corners become big because low, 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 low. Everybody's low. It's a low territorial game. One of the things about my style, I don't really end up in low territorial games a lot. So the only time I end up in low territorial games is when my opponent has handicap stones because they generally take big corners and then I have to find something to do about that. So this attack was good for me. It's possible I should have just Haned here because if he cuts, I mean, he basically has to come back to live. Well, he's not even alive. Yeah, he's alive there. Yeah, he's alive there. But still, if he has to come back and live in Gote, I mean, actually I can push one more and then pull back here, or even push here. No, because he's got a ladder there. Okay, so I do this, and then he's got to come back and live. He may get this turn in first for the jump, but now I'm coming after these 2 stones. I can play maybe an attachment here to try to break these up, and I've got thickness to support it. So not a bad game. He does have a thick group here. So that fight, I mean, it ended up going pretty well for me anyway. Let's see. These exchanges were really bad for black. You know what I might have should have done? Take this here, because now I'm still doing well here. This is alive and this is Gote. This would have been pretty good, because this group being alive allows me to just attack these 2 stones and let him worry about what they're going to be doing, because if I get to capture them, I've got a huge central presence. So maybe that would have been better. Just let him live there, or force him to live. This might have been early. You know what? I mean, just do this and this, and these 2 stones are still weak. I think I could have done better on this attack, maybe. We'll see about that later. Let's see what we can do when I get there. Yeah, you know, I kind of ruined this area for development, and I took away his corner, but he's still, I mean, he's relatively strong. And maybe getting these moves in immediately might have been good, because it gives me a little bit more strength against this group. And then play something like this. And this looks weird. This looks like I'm not using my thickness well enough. This might be the better way to go, though, because these stones are here. I don't know. R12. R12. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean for black. Okay, so R12 like this. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Although, once these stones are thick, this stone becomes very light. So I might just play like this on the shoulder hit and see if I can build up the center. But let's see about this attack. Okay. You know, I really should have done this. This is a very, very much more aggressive move. I've got thickness here. Yeah, he can run, but I like this a lot better. I think that it works better for white. Maybe not even the Hane, just the extension. I mean, just the fact that I'm leaning on him. This group is in between strength. He's very constricted, and I can kind of cap this. Maybe not the cap. Maybe this is still good, because this group is not perfectly alive. It's not perfectly strong, but it is good. It's a good group. So let's move on. This was good. And you know what? I think that this would have been the shape move, because now this group is pretty strong, and what I'm doing is forcing him towards my weakness. Before, I was forcing him towards my strength, but once he gets to this point, now I'm thinking behind enemy lines, I'm thinking that type of stuff, and I should switch my gears. My group is now redefined by the fact that it doesn't have 2 eyes, and this is a lot better for that. So, you know, as he runs, I can start to do this type of stuff. I'm starting to build up the right side. The group is still under attack. He doesn't get those free moves that he got against this group to kind of make him more strong so that he could come around more quickly. Yeah, especially this severe attachment here. I mean, this is basically my only move, and I don't have anything else I can do, which means I made a mistake. This was a mistake to make him strong enough so that he could constrict my play like that. And just watch. 1, and now he gets out. So he gets 2 free forcing moves so that he can now go this direction. and during that time I'm not playing on anything of value. So that was a big mistake by me. This was pretty good for an emergency measure, but the geometry of the go board, I have to surround him from a number of directions, and he can run in any direction. I never expected this to die. I did expect to attack it more severely, and I didn't expect to come under fire over here. So that was where I made my mistake. And this was probably a mistake again. If I do this, now he's forced to come out this way. And if I play this, he's probably going to want to play this move, and then I can jump. And he can come underneath, but I'm making a pretty nice territory here. And then this becomes kind of a dame area, and this group doesn't need to be saved. So the main thing is, because I don't have to save this group, I have a number of other things I could be doing. But he does have this Hane here. And this cut. So the next question is, can I make life? I can't Atari here, because he just pushes me down and I'm dead. I can play this. He's got a double Atari there. So this is, instead of this type of deal, because I'm in trouble, I can still do this. When he turns, he can probably disconnect me now, but I've got a lot of liberties. He's got a lot of liberties. I don't know. It gets complicated. Is this group safe enough? It's one of those questions you may not want to be asking. Before turning, maybe the cut is good. So, like this, and yeah, maybe the cut's good here. And if the cut's already good, that means I made another mistake somewhere. Instead of, oh, N8 cut. Okay, well, yeah. That's probably true. I should probably just do this, which means I over-attacked here again. Once I had him under attack and I played this mistake, then I should have been thinking more about saving my groups instead of trying to get both things, because now it looks like I'm juggling with fire in a pit full of alligators. It's just too many things that I'm trying to do, so it wasn't good. That jump was really good. And these 3 stones that I get by pushing him down are just neutralized here, so they're not doing really anything. I've got cut points in the center, so I didn't get any strength from this, and it's what lost me the game. I had a very good position here in this area. When I attached here, I ruined a lot of it, and then tried to come back in Yose. I got a fair few points back in Yose, but you know what? Maybe this was a better move, because I mean he can attach, and it does keep me low. But I save these stones. I save this area. I still have this area. This was a much better way of playing. A lot better shape. Wasn't as greedy. And I would say that this is worth about 6 points. So if we think about this and then go back and say, okay, the rest of the game went the way it did. Also, because of that, this is strong. This still has its cutting point deal. So I still have to save these stones, which he had a big opportunity later on with this, and then he had another big opportunity with another thing. So honestly, you might just wonder, why is this guy 1-don at the end of this game, or you may be wondering it already. But yeah, he didn't take advantage of those things. Here, he can't double Hana here. So it was good for him to back off, because he could have gotten into a very big ko. Wasn't as big for me. Still a big ko for me, but I was not risking anywhere near as much. Here, though, oh, that's true. We have the same ko. Then this would be the shape move. The other one, the turn was, the thing was good, but this way he made an empty triangle. So this would have been way better. And then I still take Sente, but he has this Sente later. I'm never going to take that move. This he gets more points, but if he's going to play this, what I would have done is this first, because if I do this, then he can turn in, and now this kind of a deal can happen. This is what I was thinking of when I saw this. I was like, oh dang. And yeah, I made a lot of mistakes this game. A lot of mistakes. I don't really know. Maybe I should have just Tanuki'd this. I didn't realize my shape was so bad. So if he pushes, what I have to do is turn back this way and connect here. And then he can connect here, or Tari this first, or play this move first. No. Yeah, something like this. And then I'd have to save these stones. In fact, these stones are cut off. They're in trouble. So he's got this cut here. I had to leave all that behind, because once it was there, it's like, what are you going to do? You just don't have time. I was already behind, so I left things behind that I really shouldn't have, and I wouldn't do normally, which is what, you know, you just hope, because he's a weaker player, he's not going to take advantage of it. It's kind of like cheating, but not really, because he does have the opportunity to take advantage of it if he gets that ability. And yeah, it's definitely overplay, but when you're behind, you know, you can only lose the game once, just like you can only win the game once, so you might as well lose by 100 points. If you get the opportunity to lose, make it a big opportunity, and make sure that he has to play a few good moves to make it happen. So this is all just Jose. I still ended up 6 points behind. Hope you enjoyed the game, and I will see you for my next in Bob's KGS series, maybe sometime today. I only got one so far this week, so possibly sometime today. If not, it's going to be either next Monday or next Tuesday. Thank you very much, and